Arzeena, Hamir, and her husband Neil own Amara Farm, a 26-acre certified organic farm in the Comox Valley on Vancouver Island. The farm grows over 40 different fruits and vegetables and primarily sells through direct markets via their local farmers market and a CSA program. The couple decided early on to invest in alternative energy and installed a geothermal heating system for their home, and in 2019 installed a 10 kilowatt solar array. On the farm, they've tried to limit tillage with the use of overwintering silage tarps and diversifying into more perennial crops to sequester more carbon. In 2018, Arzeena was elected to the board of the Comox Valley Regional District, where she sits as vice chair. Help me in welcoming Arzeena.
This is my husband, Neil, and I. At the end, it looks like, just judging by the garlic hanging, the end of a very busy summer season. So as was mentioned, we have an organic vegetable and fruit farm on the east coast of Vancouver Island in the Comox Valley. We've been here for 8 years, and we bought the farm with the intention of certifying the land into organic production. It's been quite a wild ride, a lot of time and a lot of energy and blood, sweat, and tears, but we're really pleased with the way that our farm has grown. We now employ one full-time farm manager. Kate works year-round, and in the summer months, we also employ 2 other full-time folks from March until November. We're committed to organic production, so all of our inputs are certified organic. And on top of that, we also, we're really committed to trying to reduce the amount of fossil fuels we use on the farm. So as much as we can, we try not to till. We're always trying to incorporate organic matter into the soil. Now we do have to use fossil fuels in the form of plastic for our greenhouses, for our floating row covers and silage tarps, but we try and use and reuse that as long as we can and keep that going so that we're not buying new over time. So as was mentioned in the introduction, last year we decided to take our intention to be low greenhouse gas emitters and installed a 10 kilowatt solar array on our house. First of all, it's a test just to see what and how it would reduce our hydro bill. So in BC, for folks who don't know, at least on Vancouver Island, hydroelectric is the main source of our energy. But as everyone knows, costs are going up. So this 10 kilowatt solar array enables us to reduce our yearly solar bill by half. Our electric bill by half. And so we're seeing an approximate 8-year return on investment when this will be paid off, which is really great for me, for us as an investment. When we first moved to the farm, we looked at solar electric, but it was just way too expensive, and the payback was just way too long. And with the price of the solar panels dropping, it really made sense to us to install that. But unexpectedly, it also then encouraged us to think about what else we could electrify on the farm to make use of the solar array. It is grid tied, so whatever we don't use goes back to the grid. But as much as we can, if we can replace the use of small tractors, for example. I just heard the debate on electrification of tractors, and it's an interesting one. We are interested in it. The price is still just a little bit too high for us. But 2 things we found. We were able to source 2 electric golf carts secondhand from Nanaimo, which is just about an hour away from us, and have used those to replace some of the gas-powered ride-on tractors or ride-on mowers we were using to bring product back and forth from the field. So, having the solar panels has really, I think it's really incentivized us to look at those opportunities. And the other big one for us was to, it's just not forwarding. We invested in a secondhand vehicle. On Vancouver Island and in our community, transportation is 40% of greenhouse gas emissions. So we'd always wanted to look at an electric vehicle. And now it made sense, and buying secondhand also was a really good option for us. So yeah, I don't know about many other farmers, but I don't believe we have any brand new vehicles or brand new tractors on our farm. We were always looking for secondhand. You know, other than the work that we're doing on our farm, for me, it was really important to also connect with my community of farmers and support them. Like when we moved to the Valley, we really didn't know anybody, and we were just so embraced by our neighbors and other fellow farmers who helped us find all of the things that we needed to set up. And so in 2016, I helped to form the Mid-Island Farmers Institute, which the focus of the Institute is really to educate farmers on how to be more profitable, how to do things that they're looking for, bring innovative teachers and speakers into the Valley. And for many years, we met on a monthly basis in person at the local hall. Obviously this year, things have gone sideways, but our Institute decided to invest in Zoom. And we've had 2 Zoom calls now that were really well received. So really happy that we're able to connect with each other again, share information. And we just had a speaker from the BC Ministry of Agriculture talk about their brand new Small Farm Accelerator Fund. And so I'm so looking forward to hearing that a lot of farmers in the Comox Valley are applying for that grant. Also, as was mentioned, I did decide to run in politics. There were a few agricultural related issues that I just felt were not being addressed by local government. And, you know, just another way of giving back to my community. So I am the Area B Director for the Comox Valley Regional District. It's a rural area comprising of about 7,000 people. And I sit on, for those of you outside of BC, regional districts are an interesting hybrid of municipal and rural areas. So I sit with 4 City of Courtenay councillors, 2 Comox councillors, and 1 from Cumberland. And then there are 3 of us that represent rural areas. And we have some very spirited debates, but a very, very progressive council that is very much committed to looking at climate change adaptation and mitigation, looking at reconciliation, and also working with community partners in a much more transparent way. So really excited about bringing my voice to that council. And then lastly, you know, this year I started to see these pop-ups on my social media feed from a group called Farmers for Climate Solutions. And I was really intrigued, started reading what this group was representing and what organizations were behind it. And of course, when you see the NFU's logo, you're kind of like, okay, this thing has some substance. And I was asked by one of our local BC groups, Farm Folk, City Folk, to lend my voice to what we were doing on our farm as a role model, or, you know, as just an example of what other farmers could be doing. And that kind of just evolved very, very quickly into me being one of the co-chairs for Farmers for Climate Solutions. And I'm really enthusiastic and amazed at the fantastic folks that we have around the table, many of which represent organizations that are researching some of the very things that were just debated, you know, whether or not the greenhouse gases that are embedded in the manufacture of electric vehicles and batteries outweigh, you know, the benefit of switching to electric. So a lot of that research is actually being done and is being catalyzed by Farmers for Climate Solutions. And we're looking at having a brief ready by mid-December that can forward some of the recommendations. So I will leave it there for now. I'm sure questions will arise, but just want to thank everybody for hearing my story, and I look forward to hearing more from the other farms too. Thanks.